Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today, kind of different video. As I said, I want to start posting 3 videos a week, so I thought maybe also interesting to mix up the content, the delivery method a little bit. So yeah, today I want to talk to you about investing into the S&P 500 and actually offer you a potentially better, much higher returning alternative. But let's start off with the S&P 500, right? And please do excuse my handwriting, is really poor, but I guess you understand the point. So the S&P 500, the 500 biggest company in the US, obviously a global standard index where there are a lot of ETFs that you can buy and invest, and that's really great, right? So if you think about it, let's say you're under 30, you're young, you started your career, you have not so much money to invest, and let's say you start investing 1,000 euros. Now, historically, over the last 30, 40 years, the S&P 500 returned on average across the different years around 10%. So let's say you make a 10% return on year. Obviously, that fluctuates year on year, but overall, if you average it out, you get 10%. That's on 1,000 euros that you invested, you basically make 100 euros return. Well, that's not really something exciting, right? But of course, we talk about long-term investing. So that's really nice when we look at, the development over time. We talk about compounding growth over time. So basically, when this is the time axis over here, and this is your net worth. So basically, it starts very slow over time and then exponentially starts shooting up over the years. The same, Warren Buffett, he only became a billionaire after he was around 60 years old. So then it was really starting to compound, because you can imagine 10% on 1 million is 100,000. So, the percentage stays the same, but the monetary value gets even bigger. So then the following year, you would have 10% on 1.1 million. So that's where the exponential growth comes into place. But especially when you're young, you have quite little money of the money you earn to really invest into the S&P 500. So let's say you earn 1,000 euros in hands, or 1,500, or even 2,000 euros, right? I mean, obviously you're going to spend money on your living expenses, on your rent, etc. So you may not have very much money left to really invest. So if you manage to invest, let's say 1,000 euros a year into the S&P 500, that's a great start. And I always advocate of doing that, and starting even 10 euros a month is already to get into the habit. That's really great. But again, in the beginning, it really doesn't yield that many results. Nonetheless, I always advocate to get into the habit of investing. However, a better alternative altogether than investing, especially in the younger years, than into the S&P 500, might actually be investing into the S&me 500, into yourself. And I have to be very transparent. I got this concept from Alex Hormozy, which is actually a really great guy. To be honest, I dismissed him a little bit at first due to his looks, because of how he came across. I see him all over TikTok and so on. I thought, another guru. But actually, he has some really deep insight, and I really like his thought process. I'm going to read his book next. But actually, I really like this idea, especially once again, if you're young. Honestly, instead of investing this 1,000 euros into the S&P 500, returning a rather small amount, a lot of young people ask me, what stock should I buy? Where should I invest in? And honestly, I really genuinely think the best investment, honestly, is into yourself, because this will yield the greatest results. Imagine, going back to the example, let's say you make 1,000 euros net in your salary every single month. That's a great start if you're kicking off your career. But if you will manage to level up your skills, or skill stack, so to say, you have one skill already, you manage to get another skill through an online course or what have you, any kind of education that you invest in, taking some of that money to invest into your own education, you can easily, without a doubt, maybe you have to change the job, maybe you get a promotion in your current job, but it's really not that difficult to actually increase your earning potential. You could easily go to 2,000 euro a month, and going from 1,000 to 2,000 euros a month, that's already 100% return, which is way more than the 10% you'll be getting in the S&P 500. Investing into yourself can have so much higher potential and higher growth eventually. I mean, if I go back to this example, I would almost invert the yield growth, because you will have much faster growth and higher returns in the beginning, and it will eventually flatten, right? I mean, it's not like when you're 60 and you read a new book and your salary is going to triple. But I think especially once you're young and starting your career, you can really gain those valuable skills to either start your business, get promotions, or just overall, increase your income with side income, side hustles, side jobs, what have you. But honestly, I think that's a much easier way than having to do this. So investing in yourself, especially once again in your early years, can be so powerful. Later on, once you start making money, you reach a level of fear. Of course, you obviously invest some of it into the S&P 500. Some of it you might buy some property from. So you want to diversify, that's clear. And I'm all for investing into S&P 500. Myself, I invest in dividend growth stocks. But what I'm saying, especially once you're young, it's so much better to invest into yourself. When I was younger, I was buying books left, right, and center on my Kindle. And even some of the books were 30, 40 euros, which for me at the time was quite a high amount. But honestly, even when I was young, I always knew the value of knowledge, and I never looked into the cost of a book, because I obviously bought books that were valuable for myself, self-development books, mindset, business books. So honestly, I never looked at the money there because that was just an investment. And I also invested into various courses. Actually, one of the courses was from Iman Gadji, which was around €1,000. So that was a huge, probably the most expensive course I ever bought. It was about starting your own social media agency. And I was really excited for a while, and somehow didn't end up doing that. But one thing I did get out of this course was actually massively improving my diet and my whole health life. And honestly, from that moment, I really leveled up big time. And that extra energy actually helps me in my career, in making more YouTube content for you, just being more energetic, more excited about life, more healthy. And honestly, it was worth it for me, right? It was investment into myself. So if I wouldn't have done it, but rather invested 1,000, I would have had marginally more, maybe in 30, 40 years in terms of retirement money. But right now I can use that to be healthy and to have energy to start more businesses in the future. So it was a worthwhile investment. Moreover, I'm actually planning next year to really go to international masterminds and big conferences about investing, self-development, to meet like-minded people, grow my network, and really learn more new things about things I'm excited about, and really level up my skills to skill stack and just be able to offer more value, which later on will result into more money that I'm receiving on a monthly basis. And then with that money, I can obviously invest it into different investments. So I'm not against investing into the S&P 500, but if you had to choose where to start, definitely start off investing into yourself, into your knowledge. The fact that you're watching these videos shows me that you're interested into investment, but also don't forget about investing into yourself, sharpen your mental sword, your mental skill set, etc., that you add more value, become more valuable. People will be paying and compensating you more, and over time, obviously, your net worth increases, and then with this, you can do whatever you have to. Guys, I hope you like this new format. If you did, please let me know in the comments what you thought about it. If I should do more of those, I would also appreciate if you give it a like and subscribe to the channel. It means the world to me. Next up, you can check out this video over here. As always, guys, stay healthy, get wealthy, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.